What's going on, average Joe readers, BookTube, and anybody else that happened to stumble across this video? I'm back with a life update, life reading challenge, or not challenge, channel update, all kinds of things right now that I wanted to get out before going back to some other content. First, I am back from my trip to Tanzania, hiking Kilimanjaro and doing a safari. That was pretty intense. I definitely had a lot of YouTube videos to catch up on, comments, and all that stuff. I tried to respond as much as I could when I could, but when you're climbing a mountain, absolutely no service, no phones, no nothing. So huge break from that. But I am back. All my content still came out just fine, so that was great. I didn't get to read too much on the trip because when you're climbing a mountain, it's pretty freaking tiring and you're dealing with altitude and weather and all these things. I got a couple of chapters in here and there that I read while on the mountain, and then in transit, like on the way to Tanzania and stuff like that. I read, listened to some audiobooks and such. But the big thing that happened for my safari, so it was definitely a great time. The safari was great. The hike was hard, both mentally and physically, but it was such a good time. And if you are ever curious about Tanzania and Kilimanjaro and the hiking or the safari or anything like that, check out my Instagram. It'll be linked down below. I'm posting a whole bunch of pictures on there, and I'll be keeping posting more pictures, and I'm going to be creating a video of both of these things as well. So a lot of stuff going on my Instagram for that specifically, but I want to keep it to kind of books here. I'm not sure if I'm going to release a video on here for my adventures, but we'll see. But the big thing from that trip is that, I did the safari, I made it through the hike, read some, and then we were flying from Kilimanjaro to Zanzibar to have, a beach weekend. And I left my Kindle on the flight. And that absolutely devastated and killed me. Like, sucks so bad. I went through all of that and I've always had my Kindle, and I hate it because I don't leave things anywhere. I'm the type of person that when I'm out in public at a table, then let me know if anybody else does this. Before I stand up, I look at everything on the table around and under me. I pat my pockets. I stand up, push in my chair, look again. So look twice all around. I walk about 10 feet, turn around, look again at my table and chair to make sure I have everything. That's just what I do when I go everywhere. For some reason, I didn't do it on the flight, and now I'm without a Kindle. And to that person who started buying books on my Kindle, screw you, pal. Why would you do that? Maybe turn it in. That's fine. But like, start buying books. At least be secret about it. Like, if you're gonna have somebody's thing, at least try and be creative and secret about it. I probably wouldn't have figured it out for a couple of days or not right away. But when I see books being bought and I can't find my Kindle, it's pretty obvious. So besides that, I ordered my new Kindle. I live overseas. I can't get the Kindle actually shipped to me. It won't ship to me. So I had to order it, send it to my parents. They have to forward it to me, and I won't get it for like 2 weeks. So I'm without a Kindle for 2 weeks at least. And it's already been a week and a half, which really sucks because primarily read on my Kindle. I'm doing a big Kindle Unlimited read right now. So, like, I'm kind of screwed in that regard. I was a third of the way through, or just over a third of the way through Kings of Ash. Absolutely loving it. It's book two in Ash and Sand trilogy. Absolutely loving the book. I wanted to really get into it more as much as I could. I was just too tired when we were traveling and hiking and stuff. But I really want to get into that, and yeah, so I can't wait to get to it. And then I was supposed to read, another Kindle Unlimited self-published book and Shadow of the God. So all of that is delayed like 3 weeks, which completely sucks. And I will not read on my phone. I don't want to read on my phone. I don't want to hold my phone even more. I mean, I'm already on it on social media too much as it is, but the lighting is different. The text is going to be smaller, or I'm going to have to turn the page a whole lot more. I'm not going to read on my Kindle app on my phone. Now that I'm home, I have my books, my physical books. So I'll just continue with the things that I'm going with that, and I'll pick up my Kindle later. As far as other books that I was consuming when I was traveling, a lot of audiobooks because of flights and just not being able to look at a book. And then of course when I lost my Kindle when we were sitting by the pool, I had nothing to read, so I started listening to books. I finished Proving Guilty. I think it was book 9 or something in Dresden Files. And then I listened to Livy Alone. I mentioned this one before on my channel. It's a very dark mystery by Barry Eisler. And what's really cool that I found out about him even more is that he has 3 or 4 different mystery thriller series. So like Livy Alone is one, and there's 2 other ones. I'm forgetting the names. They all take place in our world, in the same world as that. And those 3 each have their own series. And now he's coming out with books where those 3 main characters come together and are working together to do something, whether it's assassinate somebody or stop assassination, something like that. So now I really want to get into these. And my wife listened to Livy Alone, and then I did as well. And it was very good. It was a really good thriller, a little bit of mystery into it. It is pretty dark. I normally don't care about trigger warnings. I mean, if you're going to read an adult book, then you should expect triggers. So I'm not going to warn people about trigger warnings. But this one does have triggers for like a good bit of child molesting and sex trafficking and stuff like that. But that's because the main character was trafficked from Thailand when she was 13, and you get her entire backstory through that. So the payoff is worth it because that is her entire motivation for for her job, for her life, her series, the whole thing. That's part of her motivation. So I think it is important. But I just saying that now. My wife thought that was like she thought it was a little bit much at times, but she still liked it in general. So I'm going to continue that. I'll probably do book 2 of that soon. I picked up a nonfiction because the website I work for, we review a nonfiction every month. So I'm listening to that as well. I'm going to kind of put Dresden on pause or like slow down on Dresden. I've been going pretty quickly through them recently. And since I'm on book 10 now, and they're only 17 out, and I think the final count is like 25. And the next one doesn't come out for like a year or two. I've seen like 2 years for the book 18. I'm going to slow down so that if it does, so I don't catch up too quickly. So I might be slowing down with that. I'll continue with the Last Kingdom, and then whoever else knows what I'm going to pick up. But because a lot of these Barry Eisler audiobooks are also on Kindle Unlimited, which I might do an update video as well on that. But there are Kindle Unlimited books that include the audiobook, and Barry Eisler's are one of them. Some of them. So I'll continue on those because that doesn't cost audible credits. So what I'm reading now, and I guess this gives me a chance to continue some of this. Picking back up, continuing the Count of Monte Cristo. I'm about 450 pages in, just over a third. I knocked out about 100 pages over the weekend of this beast. I had to take a break because it was getting into some parts that I just really didn't care about. I think I've mentioned before, but it's picking up. They went through to Carnival, and it was actually really cool, entertaining. So, I mean, for every one word that Dumas uses, the saying that like, why use 5 words? You can use 3. Dumas uses like 10 words when you can use 3. So it's just a little, some things are written a little bit too long, but it's still, I'm enjoying it. It's fine. It's my daytime read. And when I do read on the weekends and such, and then my nighttime read or what I have before bed, which is what I would be my Kindle, doing Morning Star, finishing up the Red Rising first trilogy, first part of the trilogy, part of the read along with Libraries Alexandria. So finishing up this one while I have, 2 physical books going before I get my Kindle back. And that is that. Not doing much reading during the day because, coming back from travel, I have to catch up on work and get ahead of work and do all this stuff, busy time with work in general. And I mean, I like working anyway. I like my job, but there's not enough time of the day. So I just want to get something out now and moving forward. So once I finish these, I'm not sure if I'm going to go with another physical book or just go with the count until I get my Kindle, and then I'm just going to power through with the Kindle reads to catch up. But that's what's happening with that. My reads currently, some channel stuff going on, possibly. So maybe now we'll see if anybody else is interested in this. Let me know in the comments or wherever. But June, I've been planning on for a while with Ashley. She's over at on Mike's Book Reviews Discord. If you're on his Discord, then you probably know who Ashley is. But her and I have talked a little bit, and there's some other people on that Discord that are looking to read The Black Company starting in June. So, since I'm, having a channel now, I was thinking about hosting a read along, but not like I don't really know what to do to host a read along. But I will probably be buddy reading Black Company in June with some other people. If you're interested, let me know, and maybe we can create like a group chat or something in Discord. I'm not going to create my own Discord. I don't want to have a Discord yet. I don't want to have to manage a community yet at this point in time. Part of my job has community management and stuff like that, and also like on Facebook and Instagram stuff like that. So I don't want to have another community I have to manage. And I'm on a whole bunch of other Discords anyway. But if you're interested in the Black Company one, we can talk on when I'll make videos on it, and we can do like a group chat, kind of like a casual thing on Discord. So let me know if you're interested. If there's enough interest, then I'll do it. If there's not, then I'm just gonna read it and talk with whoever else is reading it, and that'll be that. Then after I probably also in June at the same time, maybe we'll see. Is I have a whole bunch of trilogies that were on my reading list that I wanted to read this year, or that I just own that I have not gotten to. So I was thinking about doing either some sort of voting to see what trilogy I should read, or a randomized thing, or I might just do something fun to pick a trilogy that I might read next, because I have a ton that I want to get to, and it's any day of the week I could change my mind on which one I'd read. So I might as well just let fate, somebody else, decide what I'm going to read for a trilogy. So that is what's happening with future reads, possible read along. Possibly you guys might be able to choose my trilogy or two that I read next. So that's going on with me. But what is going on with you? What are you reading this spring? What do you want to get to? And more importantly, are you interested in reading The Black Company in June? This you have several weeks to decide, about an entire month. But if you want to join us with The Black Company, let me know, and I can try and get a group read along something together, and maybe even bring a couple people on a Zoom call on the channel to talk about it just after we read the first books or whatever it is. So let me know if you are interested in that, and I'll chat with you later.